Welcome back. We've got a small knife to talk about today. Not tiny, but small. And it's kind of ironic since just yesterday, at the time of filming, my good friend Alex over at the Watch and Cut channel, which I will link down below and whatnot, just did a video on his large custom knives. And he gave me a shout out for being more into large knives than he is. And so then what do? I follow up by filming a smaller knife the next day. Whatever. I do like my larger knives. Here is one, the custom Ryu. Here is one, the Frank Fisher Battle. So I do like my large knives. But I also have evolved a little bit over the years of collecting. And I can appreciate smaller knives now. And this one was loaned in from Professor EDC. Came to me straight from Knife Center. Kristen over there has been fantastic to work with. Professor EDC has worked with her for a long time. I've just talked with her a little bit while he has been having them send me knives direct. So they did include a pouch. This is the Kizer T1, the Task 1. There is a actual part number down in there if you want to check it out. This one is $71 at Knife Center right now. Not a bad deal. I mean, we're in budget territory now. And at some point we're going to have a discussion about what is budget knife, what's affordable knife, and all of that good stuff. But that's not today's video. But $71, green micarta, 154 cm. So it's not even like a 14C or something like that type of steel. It's 154 cm, which is great. Bearings, all the good stuff that we look for in a knife that feels great in the hand. Now, there's a couple of little things that I would nitpick on because, well, that's what I do. Runs on bearings. It's not drop shut, like it's not guillotine shut, but it is really drop shut. For me, I would, I don't know. I say I would tighten the pivot just a hair, but would I really? I don't know. I said I would do that on this North Arms that is guillotine, scary drop shut, and I haven't touched it. A lot of times I just kind of run the knife the way the maker intended, and I just adapt to it. That's just me. But anyway, let's get back to kind of the affordable knives. Here's the Kubi for $50. Next to the Kizer at $70, let's call it. Now, they do make a titanium version, which is about $145 with titanium scales. Same knife, but titanium scales. This wasn't really a size comparison part, but hey, whatever. We're here. Both liner locks. Both made overseas, G10 and D2, micarta and 154 cm. Okay, Tonto versus drop point, flipper versus thumb studs, similar pocket clips. The way they attached is different, but similar. So the Kubi does recess the clip into the G10, but they use a button head screw. Kizer does not recess the clip in, but uses countersunk hardware. So basically the same effect. Neither one of these get hung up in my pocket. They both work really well. They both feel good in the hand. This one is got a finger choil so you can choke up. And as you can see, it's pretty dirty because I use this one a lot for unboxings, for breaking down some cardboard, things like that. This is a user in my collection. Put that off to the side. Here, no finger choil. You could kind of choke up if choking up's your thing. It's not my thing. I don't do it. I don't know why I even mentioned that it's a thing because I never do it. The pocket clip works well. It feels very good in the hand. Yes, you can feel the pocket clip. Is it uncomfortable? No. Do you feel it? Yes. Are you going to feel the pocket clip on $1,000 knives? Yeah, you're going to feel the pocket clip. That's not a thing. Thumb studs, I'm really appreciating them more and more. It's not always about the flipper. I am fine with a thumb stud or a flipper. Those are my two preferred forms of deployment. So let's zoom in. I've rambled enough. Let's talk about this knife. 154 cm, beautiful finish, satin finish. It's got some dust on it, whatever. Little logo, little model number, and blade steel on the backside. It's got the UH for Ulrich Heineck, who is the designer. This is the T1 model, or the Task 1. Beautiful micarta scales. Steel liners, which are heavily, see if we can get a shot of, heavily skeletonized inside for weight savings. It's kind of hard to see in the camera, but there is skeletonizing or milling all the way through on multiple places on the scales, on the liners. You do have this lanyard tube, a lanyard hole. I don't do lanyards, so it doesn't matter to me. But all in all, you could do some damage with this on some cardboard, on your fingers if you don't get them out of the way when it drops. Super sharp, super slicey. Let's talk about some specs. 4 5/16 closed, 7.5 overall, 3.16-inch blade with a 3.03-inch cutting edge. 0.015 behind the edge, so it's very thin. 0.117 overall blade thickness. Overall thickness is 0.501. Runs on bearings, as pretty obvious. Although, just because it's got this smooth of an action does not guarantee it is on bearings. Stay tuned to my channel because I have a custom knife coming up that I still need to film that is on, has just as smooth of action, if not more drop shut, and it's on washers. You're going to want to stay tuned for that video. And this weighs 3.6 ounces. I think it's awesome. And no, I am not becoming a smaller knife guy. I'm more of a medium-sized knife guy. Actually, that 3.5 to 4 inches is now become my kind of sweet spot. 3.5, 3 3/4 is really where I want to be. This is at 3.1 blade length. Now, the micarta over time is going to change colors based on the oil of your hands, based on what materials you're cutting, based on how you're washing it, things like that, which is the cool thing about micarta. If you're into that thing, I don't know that I own any micarta knives right now. Not by design, not that I've said, no, I don't want to own a micarta knife. I just don't know that I have any in my collection. Don't know that if I've ever owned any, honestly. I don't know. That's an interesting little tidbit I just thought of. Anyway, I did do a size comparison with the Kubi. Let me just give it to you with the Sharpie and the Delica. We won't belabor this farther. How about, just because I did pull out a larger knife to show you there. So I think it's a cool knife. So please go check out Professor EDC's channel. I will link that down below. I will also link Alex's channel down below, as well as the EDC Hour channel, where Alex is my co-host on, where we do live streams. So go check us out. Keep coming back. I appreciate it. Professor EDC, I think you're going to really like this because it's right up your alley. Thanks, guys.